The Education Channel presents District Digest, an inside look at the Collier County Public School District. First, the latest news.
Thanks for joining us. Here's what's happening.
Teaching with tanks, fish tanks that is.
Let's head down to Everglades City School to see how students are getting real-world experience in fish farming.
Programs with our aquaculture program is coming together with the entrepreneurship program, and really what we've tried to do and Mr. Spano really put in place is where we can take real opportunities for our students to have learning that will translate into what they're going to do in their future.
Aquaculture is something that people shouldn't take lightly. I think we're actually the only school that has an aquaculture program.
It comes with a lot of benefits too. I mean, you raise the fish, you can eat them.
Learn a lot about them.
You can also use their wastewater and make a garden, and it makes the plants actually grow quicker.
They've been able to start this from the ground floor and build it all the way up, and then the goal is really that they'll be able to take that from this year, so next year we can take it to that next level and the other group takes it, and really it just brings that entrepreneurial ability to market, sell, and put it in a real world application.
It teaches us a lot about what we have in our own community and teaches us how to raise fish, how to properly keep them stabilized and well and living.
And also in a way it teaches responsibility because you have to test the water, you have to basically take care of the fish.
By the time this event's over, we'll probably raise almost $7,000 for the school. And that's all going to translate into student programs. And with the size of our programs, what we're trying to do is offer varied levels. And we were lucky we added a drama program this year, so next year maybe we'll have ability to incorporate a little bit of that drama program and take that to the next level as well.
Now coming up on this very special Employee of the Year edition of District Digest, you'll get a chance to meet the district's Teachers of the Year and School-Related Employee of the Year.
Elementary Teacher of the Year, Ashley Turner, and Middle School Teacher of the Year, Morgan Summa.
High School Teacher of the Year, Pat Metcalf, and Post-Secondary Teacher of the Year, Bob Jackson.
And finally, you'll meet our School-Related Employee of the Year, Jim Bourland.
That's all straight ahead on this special Employee of the Year edition of District Digest Plus.
This is Tracy Collier. Join me for a special feature here on District Digest coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll tell you what's cool in school.
Please stay with us here on the Education Channel, your window to education.
On the air on Comcast Cable 99 and online on the World Wide Web at collierschools.com.
I'll be right back with teacher Ashley Turner.
Collier County Public Schools.
Today's learners.
Tomorrow's leaders.
Welcome to the CCPS app.
These days, it's all about staying connected on the go.
The CCPS app does it all.
Information for parents, teachers, students, staff.
All in one place.
The home page gives you all the information you need to know about the district.
The side panel gives you access to everything.
From calendars to lunch menus. This is also where you select the schools you want to follow. Then, with a simple swipe, you can access information about your selected schools, get the latest news and events, even access My Grades.
Wait a second, are you sure we really want to do that?
You can also easily share what you're seeing. Bus running late? Share it.
The best part, you can customize what you want to see.
View the calendar of just one school or multiple schools.
You know we're all about social media. Never miss a tweet with one-tap access to the CCPS Twitter feed.
And you can sign up for alerts that you don't miss out on an emergency at school.
Get connected. Download the CCPS app today.
Available now in both Apple App and Google Play stores.
District Digest continues with a special feature.
Our first guest today is Ashley Turner of Pelican Marsh Elementary School. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a tremendous honor to be here.
Yeah, and congratulations. You are our Elementary School Teacher of the Year.
Yes. It's still a shock. It hasn't sunk in yet.
So what was it like when they came and surprised you?
Shock. I was not expecting it at all. And it was, the kids were kind of overwhelmed because all the grown-ups came in, but they were so happy. And they were cheering. It was fun.
And how's it been since then? Have they still been very excited about everything?
Yes, and they keep mentioning it. They keep bringing it up.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to choose teaching as a profession?
I grew up with my teachers in my family. My aunt's a teacher, and I volunteered in her classroom a lot, and I just felt like that's where I should be. I enjoyed working with the children. I enjoyed, the interaction, the one-on-one with them, and I just felt like that's where I needed to go into.
And how long have you been teaching?
9 years.
Have all of that been at Pelican Marsh?
Yes, Pelican Marsh. 7 of it has been in kindergarten.
Wonderful. Yes, and to mention you are a kindergarten teacher, and it's quite fun to teach the little ones, I bet.
It is. Every day is a different day.
You've always taught kindergarten, you said, right?
I taught 3rd grade for 2 years before.
Wonderful. So let's talk about what happens in your classroom. What do you do to get the students engaged in what they're learning?
I try to choose topics that they've experienced, that they either have experienced personally or that someone they know has experienced. Like we talk about teeth, and they've either lost a tooth or they have a friend in the class or a brother or sister who's lost a tooth. So I try to weave that into every area I can to keep them engaged. We're reading about teeth, finding more facts, information about teeth. We're talking about what might the tooth fairy do with those teeth, and they're trying to think of different things that she could do. We're writing about it, and we're using it in our math to do addition and subtraction story problems about teeth. We're learning how to take care of our teeth. So in every area, they're being engaged and wanting to learn more. And they're learning and they don't even sometimes realize it because they're so engaged.
What gets you excited to come to work every day?
Seeing their face so proud when they can do something. Like when they first read that book, their first book, and they look up and they're like, I can do this. I just read this book. And that face and that pride is what motivates me. And them too, because now they know they can keep going.
So what about challenges in the classroom?
In kindergarten, there's such a vast difference in abilities. Some are coming in reading fluently, some haven't been to preschool, so they're still working on letters and sounds. So meeting all of those needs, getting those students who are working on those foundational skills, what they need, and then also keeping the students that are reading or above grade level moving as well. So that's a big challenge in kindergarten.
What about the support of your school? Do you feel like you get a good support from Pelican Marsh?
Oh, yes. We have a great team. Our administration is great. I've had some really good mentors who've gotten me to where I am today, and there's a lot of support.
Speaking of mentors, what advice would you give to a teacher just starting out in the classroom?
I would tell them to find somebody on your team that you can really work with that would guide you through the process of planning and meeting those needs of your students, and really latch on to your team and that support at your school, because that helps get you where you need to be.
Great. Now, what does the future hold for you?
Hopefully I want to keep learning new innovative ways to teach and engage my students, and just keep learning myself in the classroom so I can meet their needs and keep pushing everyone along.
Wonderful. Anything else you'd like to add about this wonderful award for you?
It's still a shock. I'm still reminded every day, and it still hasn't sunk in, but it's such an honor.
Well, thank you very much, Ashley, for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
District Digest continues with a special feature.
Well, our next guest on this special edition of District Digest is Morgan Summa, the Middle School Teacher of the Year for Collier County Public Schools. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the program. We're so happy to have you here. Tell us about what it was like when everybody came into your classroom. The surprise.
It was certainly a surprise. As a reading coach, I was in an 8th grade language arts classroom teaching a lesson. We were talking about figurative language, and I saw a lot of people at the door, and they're walking towards me, and I had this moment of, I don't really know what's going on right now.
What is happening?
And then, Dr. Patton came up to me, and then it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is. So I was very honored. I was very surprised. I'm a little bit embarrassed too because of all the attention, but it was a lot of fun too.
Well, and the administration there, Pam Vicarious, everybody at Manny, they're just like, you are wonderful.
Oh.
You are so deserving of this, and they couldn't just, say enough about it. And you could see, and even on the students' faces, they were very excited for you as well.
It's lovely. I really appreciate everything, and it's such an honor. It really is. And I love that school. Manatee Middle School is a great school, and so I'm happy to, almost like represent our school as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're representing a lot of wonderful teachers that are in the district at the middle school level as well. But the thing is, as a reading teacher, or as a a reading coach, you actually get the best of both worlds because you not only work with the students, but you get to work with the staff as well.
I really do. And it is. I see my role and my job as the best of both worlds because I still get to work with students regularly, you know, and also in and out of a lot of different classrooms, and I get to form different relationships with students, but then teachers too. It's really fun for me to be such a support for them and, you know, someone who, you know, I'm ready whenever with whatever they need, and it's a lot of fun. And it keeps my job exciting too, because I kind of never know sometimes what my day will be like as well.
Sometimes that's a little scary to some people. They like to know exactly what they're going to get, but you're obviously a person that likes a challenge, whatever, throw it, just hit me with your best shot.
For sure.
So did you always know that you wanted to do something like that? Or, I mean, how did you progress to this point?
I did not. I actually, even in my undergrad education, I did not study education at first. And so I thought I really wanted to go into communications. And I always had a passion for history and the social sciences. And so that was the path I originally took. And then I kind of got into my classes and I decided, you know what? I always, in the back of my head, my mother is an educator. She's been teaching a very long time. And so I saw her and saw her passion. And that kind of inspired me and sparked that interest. And then I really just decided, you know what, that's the path I need to take. And so I went into education. I got my master's in education and started as a language arts teacher and taught social studies too along the way. And then really as I got to work in some different leadership roles, I kind of found, you know what, I really kind of want to go into this coaching you know, role and head down that direction. And so that's where I am now. So I'm in my 3rd year as a reading coach, and it's been great. I mean, I love, you know, what I'm able to do every day.
Well, and you have such a huge impact, like we said, on so much of the school, not just one section. So you get to see so many different students, classes, and all of that. What do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. That's a hard question.
Luckily, we don't have a lot of time, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a difficult question. I mean, I see myself, you know, I do love what I do right now. You know, there's times when I miss being in my own classroom, certainly. I don't know if that's something that I might consider. You know, there's a lot of different opportunities, so we'll see. We'll see where it takes me.
Wonderful. Well, once again, congratulations from all of us here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
District Digest continues as we open your window to education, taking you inside the classroom so you can see what's cool in school. With BYOD, STEM, and today's cool school technology, here's Dr. Tracy Collier.
Students at East Naples Middle School participated in a Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, or STEM project, using the components of engineering to design, create, and build bridges using materials easily accessible to them. Free technology applications such as Google SketchUp help students create 3D blueprints of their drawings. And then the students went to work scaling their projects into functional models. 7th grader Jason Exantos explains how the engineering design process helped him solve the bridge challenge, making improvements along the way.
For the science part, we had to experiment with a lot of pillars because actually it fell apart on us. And we had to absorb. We had different ideas to use because at first we had cardboard, and then that didn't work out so well, and so we used these wooden sticks. And then for the E part and STEAM, we had to add a lot of support because they kept falling on us, so we had to use string to attach them, and we had to use this to hold it down so it could turn. And for the art part, we painted it blue. We added a lot of decorations and stuff like that in it. And then for math, we had a blueprint. This is it. We had to measure it out so it would fit on the paper, and we scaled it to this size so it would fit nicely across, and it did. And then we had to measure the rope because at first we had it too long and it was kind of flappy. We wanted it nice and tight to look more professional and so it could hold it up better.
Lastly, Deborah Call, a local engineer, helped judge the Open-Ended Bridge Challenge, which emphasized creativity, perseverance, and practicality.
Well, we have to be really creative when we run into problems with design, and I think that with the students, they're looking at these bridges, coming up with designs, and then finding out that certain things don't work. and then they have to find a way around it. And teaching that creativity and that way to work around problems and to do problem solving in the real world is eventually going to make them better workers in the workforce.
And now you know what's cool in school.
You're watching District Digest on the Education Channel.
Our next guest is Pat Metcalf. She's a teacher at Lorenzo Walker Technical High School. Thank you for joining us today.
I'm so happy to be here.
And congratulations on your honor of being Collier County Public Schools High School Teacher of the Year.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Now, first tell us about your reaction to the big surprise.
Surprised, dumbfounded. I really didn't know what was going on when they walked in the room with my husband in tow. So it was quite an honor, and I was quite humbled, actually, to be chosen.
That's wonderful. Now, what about your students? How did they respond to the award?
They were pretty excited as well. I work with the particular class that the award came to quite a few days of the week, and so they were all pretty excited to be included in the ceremony, and then they helped me with some of the other preparations I had to do for this as well.
So what inspired you to become a teacher?
I think because I love to learn. I'm the third oldest of 9 children, and so I think I've been teaching for a long time, helping my brothers and sisters and so forth, and I just love learning. I love new challenges and adventures, and I love helping people, and I guess all of those things come together as a teacher.
So let's talk about what happens in the classroom. You are a reading coach. What goes on in the classroom with you?
Well, as a reading coach, I have the ability to work with many different wonderful teachers at Lorenzo Walker, and I go into their classrooms sometimes with pre-planning involved and sometimes impromptu to assist the teachers and the students to get the most out of the lessons that the teachers are prepared. And sometimes that involves coaching a teacher to use a new technique or a new piece of technology. Sometimes it involves assisting a student to understand a little bit deeper when maybe they're not grasping as easily as other students are. So it's a very multifaceted job and very interesting, and I get to work with many, many teachers.
Wonderful. Now, you said you're with the district since when, and have you always been at Lorenzo Walker?
I've been with the district since 1992, and Lorenzo Walker, I've only been there for the past 3 years. I was at Oak Ridge, I was at Barron Collier, I was back at Oak Ridge, and then finally I am with Lorenzo Walker Technical High.
Wonderful. Now, what does the future hold for you?
Well, I'm looking forward to enjoying working at Lorenzo Walker for several more years. Our technology enhancements are just really intriguing to me, and I've worked with the DEN technology. I'm a digital leader in Collier County, and so I'm looking forward to more learning on my part so that I can teach teachers in their classroom.
One last quick question. What advice would you give to new teachers just starting out?
I think the biggest thing that I would hope that they embrace is to be focused on their students. Knowing your subject is wonderful, but being able to actively engage your students is really an art. And I would hope all new teachers embrace that.
Well, thank you for being here today, Pat, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
District Digest continues with a special feature.
Our next guest is the Collier County Post-Secondary Teacher of the Year from Lorenzo Walker Institute of Technology in the high school, Bob Jackson.
Thanks
Bob,
for having me, Greg.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did you do?
I don't know, because that's what was so surprising. It's what I do all the time. So I got to tell you, I was really I was blown away, because there's a lot of good people out there, and I see it every day at school. So, when they told me, I was surprised when they walked into the classroom and announced it to me, and wow, it was like a shock. It took a little time for it to kind of all settle in.
That's a huge honor.
Yeah, I'm only finding out more and more because, I'm getting letters, and friends are telling me that they're reading this in the paper, and so I'm hearing quite a bit about it.
When I talked to you last year, we came over and we did an interview about your entrepreneurship class and the Be Organic team that went on, and you helped propel them to victory. And you told me something then. You said, I honestly feel like I get more than I give.
Yeah.
Is that what it is about every day?
I learn a lot from them, you know, and so the truth is, yes, you know, every day there's something. I guess, you know, I don't know if my teaching techniques. My students tell me that they're not traditional, you know, in the terms of the way I probably grew up with reading, writing, arithmetic, and you did it by rote. I'd like to involve everyday activities.
You're teaching real life.
And they relate to that. And that's what they'll tell me. I heard that today from them. They said, you know, when I walk out of your classroom, I really feel like I learned something. And the way the program is structured, I have two programs, entrepreneurship, and then the other one is marketing in their senior year. But, you know, I spend 3 hours a day with each class. So I'm in the classroom from the first group, you know, for 3 hours. And it's go time when you get in there. And what I like to say is you don't want to hear me lecture, because after about 15, 20 minutes is blah, 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 blah. So what I try to do is I interject real life experience and my experience, and we obviously go to the textbook, but then I'll give them a project to work on, and we work together as a team, and you know, there's a lot of activity going on in the classroom all the time.
Your entrepreneurship program, this isn't a room full of 4.0 GPA students.
No.
I mean, you're taking students that have come from other high schools that really probably didn't envision a future in business, and you're sparking that interest. How do you do that?
Well, I guess, you know, we start right from the beginning of saying, look, at what we're going to talk about is the language of business to begin with. And whether you have a desire to actually go into business on your own, because they're 16 years of age, there's going to be a lot of maturity yet before they can actually say they're going to go on their own. But what I try to tell them is, look, you're going to learn about the language of business, you're going to see the opportunities that are out there, and whether you go on to college or you continue to pursue your education through a technical career, that's the important thing. And that if you only go to work for somebody and it winds up to be a paycheck, as long as you can think like an entrepreneur, you're going to add real value to them. And so that's what and everything that we do, I mean, business touches everything. So.
We got a short period left, but give me one of your lasting thoughts of, because I know you're changing lives in there. You're changing the direction of lives. These kids come in, they never considering owning a business. But what do you see every day? I mean, that's really where the rubber meets the road for you on this, isn't it?
Yeah, because you see, Greg, the students that I work with typically haven't really, we're a team, okay? And I tell them, I said from the very beginning, today, I was talking about the difference between leadership and management. And I said, so the leader has the vision that they know where they want to go. Management then will execute on that strategy. And I said, so if you think about where we started from the beginning of the year, because we're towards the tail end of the year, but I knew where we wanted to be. And today I heard them say, you know, I can't believe the year is almost over for us, that it went that fast. But that they were having fun.
And that's good teaching.
And that's good because you're having fun and you take it and you can relate it to something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody in the last 5 minutes here got to hear why you were selected as the Post-Secondary Teacher of the Year. Bob Jackson, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me.
You're watching District Digest on the Education Channel.
Well, our final guest on District Digest is Jim Bourland, the School-Related Employee of the Year for Collier County Public Schools. And Jim, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Congratulations again on this wonderful honor. Tell me how, I know I was there when you got the award. We walked into the cafeteria. What did it make you feel? I mean, did you know what was going on? Did you have any idea?
I had no clue. I was caught by surprise. It was a definite surprise to me.
You see all these people walking in. I mean, that's normal in the cafeteria.
Yes, and they played it off. I saw the camera in there, and Mrs. Lettieri made it look like there was a problem somewhere, and they were just filming. And next thing you know, I saw the balloons and you and Mrs. Patton, and all of them come in.
Well, and Angela Lettieri, your principal, she just, I mean, speaks so highly of you. It's what she talks mostly about is your interaction with the students, with the staff, how you are so giving and so very selfless. And I know that one of the things that you do, you work with some of the students that are at the school that have special needs, and I know there was like a fishing project or something that they were working with.
Yes, yes. I decided after I got there that to give an incentive for behavior, for just to help them out, that if they can go a certain amount of time without any kind of trouble or anything, and just being good students for the week, that I'd take them out to the pond and just fish with them a little bit and talk to them, and they seemed to like it. It really grew with them, so we saw a lot of changes from it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that interaction then continues. You're also involved with the students that are part of Odyssey of the Mind, and I know you started out just on a volunteer basis, just trying to help them out with the project, but now it's kind of grown a little bit more.
Yeah, I was asked to just help out a little bit just with the teaching them safety and how to use different tools, but after just growing with the students, and you know, they seemed to really want me to be around more, so I chose to be a second coach and just went from there, and it was enjoyable. Mm-hmm. It was fun working with all of them.
So now, is this, I mean, are you a hands-on kind of person where you like doing those types of things and to be able to instill that in other students?
Yes, I am. I love teaching certain things, and just working with them in general. It's always fun with kids. It's something that I really enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm. And I know you spend a lot of time, I mean, we caught you in the cafeteria, but it seemed like you do spend a lot of time in there just interacting with the students, and they really look to you as a role model, somebody that they can talk to, just a friendly ear.
Yeah, I go in there on a regular basis. I pass through the cafeteria all the time. It's just because I enjoy when you walk through and you get to go up and say hi to them, and they see you, hey, Mr. Bourland, hey, Mr. Bourland, you know, and it's just a good feeling knowing that, you know, you're touching, you know, with some of the students. You're just reaching them at a different level.
Having an impact. I mean, we always talk about it takes a village to raise a child and to educate a child, and you are the perfect example. It's not just, I mean, while the teacher's definitely in the classroom, everyone has a role in you know, contributing to the students and to their success in school.
I feel that everybody in the school actually has a good part to do with every single student. It's not just only teachers and all, it's just everybody in the whole complete school is involved in it.
Well, congratulations once again. The kids obviously love you. The staff loves you. Angela Lettieri just couldn't say enough wonderful things about you, so congratulations from all of us here.
Well, thank you.
We'd like to thank all of our guests on District Digest, and we'd like to thank you for watching. For Greg Turketta, Katie Tanner, and everyone here on the Education Channel, I'm Leanne Zinzer. We'll see you next time.
Join us again for District Digest, your inside look at the Collier County Public School District. The show is produced by the District Communications and Community Engagement Department and the Education Channel, your window to education.